नमस्ते।
नमस्ते सर, नमस्कार आप सभी को।
नमस्ते मैम।
Known to all of you.
नमस्ते ऑल ऑफ यू।
गुड आफ्टरनून सर।
सभी को नमस्कार।
सबको नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर। 4 बजे आपके आ गया हो तो आरंभ करें।
Yes, we are starting shortly. Just a minute.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
सर ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा है सर।
So, namaste.
नमस्कार।
A very
नमस्कार।
interesting session, and I hope that you will enjoy. This session will be taken by Akshini Bhatnagar, who is from Jaipur, and she is a wonderful host, a very popular, and our distinguished panelists are from different schools, from Panchkula, Madam Shushma Pandey, from Delhi, Megha Relan, from Jaipur, Mr. Ashish Agarwal, and from Kolkata, Ms. Ruby Das. So all the panelists are, they are practicing teachers, excellent teachers, very renowned in the schools, and they are very popular also, because few of them I know, they are very popular. And the mathematics is a very difficult subject. We think it is very difficult. But when I was talking with one of my friends, long back when I was principal, I told him that, how can we make mathematics very easy? So he said me that there are 3 rules for making mathematics easy. So I asked, what are those rules? He said, rule number 1, practice. Rule number 2, practice. And rule number 3, practice. So the whole mathematics is based on the practice, and I was surprised. But anyhow, there are many more facets. I personally feel that there are few things that we have to take in mind. First is we have to change our mindset. Then technology will also help. And we have to make maths as a fun. So anyhow, let us see how our panelists decide. So over to you, Madam Akshini Bhatnagar. The stage is all set for you. Welcome to all of you.
थैंक यू।
इसमें
एक बीट को नहीं खाना है।
your turn now.
पूरा खा। Thank you, everyone. And before we begin, I request all of you to kindly switch off your mic.
दीदी का मोबाइल लाइट पर दीदी का कहाँ है
कर दीजिए।
तो कॉल कर दो नहीं चल रही
I request you all to kindly switch off your mics. Thank you. निधि मैम, आपका माइक अनम्यूट है, आप उसे म्यूट कर दें। थैंक यू। सो जैसा कि सर ने बताया, मैथमेटिक्स थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट सब्जेक्ट है, लोग उससे डरते हैं, या ये कहना चाहिए कि मैथ्स एक बड़ा ही ड्राई सब्जेक्ट है या नीरस सब्जेक्ट है, और बच्चों को उससे जोड़ने के लिए हमें कुछ एक्स्ट्रा करना पड़ता है। तो ये तो मैथ्स के टीचर से अगर हम ये कहें कि मैथ्स एक ड्राई सब्जेक्ट है या नीरस सब्जेक्ट है, वो इसके लिए बिल्कुल भी एग्री नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि मैथ्स के टीचर्स को क्योंकि मैथ्स में रस आता है तो वो इसे नीरस बिल्कुल नहीं कह सकते हैं। सो मैथ्स इज नॉट अ ड्राई सब्जेक्ट for the community of mathematics teachers. But yes, when it comes to students, it is our duty to inspire them. It is our duty to make them take some interest in mathematics. How can we do it, and what are the challenges of teaching mathematics to the new generation, which is netizens? The previous methods or the traditional methods of maths teaching, पहले ये कहा जाता था कि बस डंडे के जोर से एक बार गंगाराम घुमा दिया तो बच्चों को सारे पहाड़े याद हो जाते थे। वो वाली स्थिति अब नहीं रही है। तो कैसे हम कोशिश करें, क्या प्रयास करें कि मैथमेटिक्स जो है वो स्टूडेंट्स में पॉपुलर हो, और फिर वो इंस्पायर हो कि मैथ्स की तरफ जुड़े। और जैसा कि सर ने अभी बताया, मेरे साथ इस समय पैनल पर मौजूद हैं मैडम सुषमा पांधी, मैडम मेघा रेलान, मैम रूबी दास, और from our school we have Shri Ashish Agarwal sir. So I welcome all the panelists, and myself is Akshini Bhatnagar as introduced by sir. And we'll try a little bit to solve the mystery of creating interest in mathematics studies. How can we do it? So let me begin with, if I go by the alphabetical order, or should I go by Megha ma'am first?
Yes, ma'am.
Megha ma'am, could you please?
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Sorry.
Good afternoon,
Good
ma'am.
evening.
Yeah, जब जागी तब सवेरा है मैम।
We
मैथ्स
understand
के
your
मामले में
feeling.
तो ऐसा है ही है।
Since morning, it was good morning. Now it's just continued like that.
Namaste.
Yeah.
Namaste, sir. Sir, first of all, I would like to say thanks to our Dr. A.K. Sharma. Sir, thank you for letting me part of this team and present some thoughts in front of you. As you said, ma'am, I won't say it's a dry subject. Maths is not a dry subject. It is very interesting. It just depends upon how you are taking it up. If I talk about my personal experience, up till class 7, for me, it was another subject. Okay, it's there. I have to study that subject. Fine. But class 8 onward, things started changing. There was a big change. I started finding that interesting. I started doing the questions on my own. I started understanding the concepts. Later on, when I realized, it was like the major factor was my teacher. The sir I got in class 8, I still remember, from 8 to 12, he was there with me. He guided me at every step. And the way he taught me the concept, it was there in my mind. It is still there in my mind. Even today, when I'm teaching maximum in my class 12, I am using the same methods what he used to teach me, the easiest one out of all, and I can still vouch for it. So it depends a lot upon who is teaching you and how they are teaching you, a particular topic. Maximum, minimum, like if I'll say it is treated as one of the most difficult topics. But for me, it is one of the most interesting topic only because I understand what the concept is. I know why I'm doing this step. I'm not learning it. It is taken as a bunch of formulas that you're just learning the formulas, cramming it up, and then you're just applying it. But maths is a lot more than that. You need to understand why it is there. And I always tell my students, please ask the question why. Along with that, ask one more question, why not this? Because that is very important. This is correct, is fine. But why is this incorrect is very important to understand. So for me, it is not a dry subject. I love it. And I think I try to make my students love it too. It's a stress buster for me. Whenever I feel I am getting in stress, I have to do something. It's a stress buster. I take up a book and start solving the questions.
Very nicely put, Megha ma'am. And I agree with you that for you it is not a dry subject, but you missed the point. I said for maths teachers it's not a dry subject. We have interest in maths. That is why we love maths, right? So when it comes to mathematics, either you love maths or you hate maths, right? But you can't ignore maths. Can you afford to? Yes. Whoever is the student,
no,
he or she just can't afford to ignore mathematics. Now, how to make him love? Even if he doesn't love, we want him to like the mathematics subject. So what extra we would like to say, do, or we would like to say to the student? Before we come to those measures, let me ask our Mr. Ashish Agarwal's views. Sir, what do you want to say about mathematics? How to make it more inspiring? Ashish sir?
आशीष जी आप म्यूट पे हैं, अनम्यूट कर लीजिए प्लीज.
Okay. Namaskar, sir. Namaskar, Sabhi. So the basic problem, I completely agree with Megha ma'am that the basic problem is what is the use of mathematics. Actually, the use of mathematics is in the abstract form. That's why a student doesn't understand what is the use, but we can show him that mathematics can be used in daily life, from cooking, when he or she goes in kitchen, the shape of roti, the shape of pizza, that is called mathematics. The budgeting, when his parents try to make the budget of the entire house, this is again the part of mathematics. The house in which he lives is again the part of mathematics. And even in nowadays, when we withdraw the money from ATM machine, this is again a mathematics, and this is the newer mathematics called cryptology. So this ATM card is based on mathematics, and to motivate him, there are so many activities in our subject. Like there are so many hands-on activity like Sudoku, Number Ninja, puzzles, snake and ladders. So by these activities or by these concept, the concept of mathematics can be taught in fun and interesting manner. That is my view.
Thank you, sir. Very nicely said. That we'll have to create interest with the help of a few activities, hands-on activities. So basically, we have to draw students to the mathematics class. And the major role, as Megha ma'am also put it, is played by the teacher. Some of the students love mathematics because they love the mathematics teacher. It is a role of the mathematics teacher which becomes more prominent here. So I would like to invite the views of Sushma ma'am. Sushma ma'am, what do you say about it?
I can say that.
Sushma ma'am.
Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Now we can hear you.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. But I feel that before we start, first of all, we have to handle the child psychologically. We have to ensure the child should be ensured that the maths is a very easy subject and we will really enjoy doing it. The psychological handling is the first thing that we should be doing. Why? Before we go, when we go to class, first of all, we have to ensure the child that yes, we will be actually enjoying it, just like a fun game, and the teacher should support them in such a way that the child should feel that I am always there with you. You try, and I am there to help. That is the first thing that we have to do. We have to ensure the child is comfortable. First, we will make the child comfortable in the subject. That is the first thing. At least when we talk to the child should feel that yes, the teacher is with me. After that, we should be able to connect to the child. What is the level of the student? How we can handle, the child will be able to understand the things. Before coming to the point, first we will have to take some instances, examples, and in a very playway method, in games method, some games or activities should be done before we actually introduce the topic. Then the child should be connected with the topic that we want to discuss with the child. That is my first this thing. After this, then there should be activities should be done so that the child creates interest in it. First, the child is interested in
कितने टाइम लगता है खाने में?
हाँ जी मैम.
सॉरी मैडम, किसी ने कॉल रखा है, आप पढ़िए. मैं I'm looking to.
We have to
बंद
give
कर
them.
दीजिए. हाँ, please.
We have to give them hands-on experience, and a variety of activities can be done. We can have thousands of activities with younger children, not only younger children, with the senior children also. We can do so many activities and make them understand the concept. Once they understand the concept and once they are comfortable with it, they will definitely enjoy doing mathematics.
Thank you, ma'am. Very nice. You said that once they understand the concept, so the role of teacher becomes more important. As long as the teacher's concepts are clear, then only he or she will be able to reach out to the students. Okay, Megha ma'am, could you please tell us a
Yes,
little more
ma'am.
about the hands-on activities that you conduct?
Ma'am, there are certain activities that we are conducting. Like junior mein to obviously there are a lot of activities, but even in seniors we try and conduct. For example, 1 or 2 years back, I even conducted mathematical Sambola. But with a little twist, what I did, I created a team of 5 students. I asked them to prepare the questions. Prepare some questions out of your class 11 syllabus. Now create in such a way that you are getting answer from 1 to 40 only, because you have customized the ticket in that way. Now, when you are giving an answer, if you have put up a question and a child has answered that question correctly, then only he'll be able to cross out his number and win the game. And you would be amazed, ma'am, the way students have put up the questions, the way they have so many questions. Even I used some question in my examination. They were so good. So they were using various concepts up to class 11. So that was also one of the Bloom's taxonomy, that creation, where I wanted to achieve that thing. The students created the question and they conducted the thing. So there are certain activities, such activities we keep on conducting through which students are able to achieve the certain things.
All right, ma'am. So let's move to the next part. And nowadays, the problem is lot of online incentive is available to the children. They can see all the questions, the solutions are available through Google. How do you counter that monster of Google in order to make students come to your class? Because in senior classes, there's a big problem of bunking. How do you want to go about avoiding that bunking part or being absent? कैसे काउंटर करें इस एब्सेंटीज्म को? Hello.
You are asking from?
I'm asking Megha ma'am only because we were continuously talking, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, see, somewhere I would say that if you want a child to attend your class, you need to create an environment in your class. It should be, as ma'am said, it should be it should be a psychologically safe environment where a student is always getting an answer. If he's asking a doubt, he's getting an answer. If you're going through YouTube or somewhere, you are just understanding, you are listening to what they are saying, but they're not answering your queries. As an individual, every person has has a different aptitude. If I might have a very small query, but Google will not answer that. Your YouTube videos are already pre-recorded. They'll not answer that. If I am there to answer, then they'll automatically keep on coming to me in my class. So that would change if you need to change your pattern. Simple as that. My classes are normally you can ask whatever doubt you want. The smallest of the doubt I'll take, don't take it home. Because later on you'll come back to me to get your answers.
Very well said, Megha ma'am. Now we would like to move on to Ashish sir. Ashish sir. Ashish sir, what are the activities you conduct in your class in order to hold them in the class?
You are not audible,
Hello.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible now?
Now you are audible.
Okay, sir. So question ये था, like how can we make students take some interest in your mathematics class? Practical solutions जो आप use करते हो class में.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You are not audible. Still, you are not audible.
Hello, am I audible to everyone? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. Sir, what are the measures that you take in your class to create interest?
Ma'am, the best thing is the class should not be monotonous. It should be one-to-one interaction. One-to-one interaction, like if we take the chapter of, say, maxima and minima. So we should ask the children why we are taking, like we are taking the second order derivative test to solve the question. So in these days, children are more curious why we are taking that dy by dx to 0. Then why? What are the uses of these values? So we should. I'm taking one example. So we should plot the graph and we should explain them dy by dx. What is the meaning of dy by dx? That means this is the tangent drawn on the given curve. And since dy by dx, we are taking dy by dx equals to 0 because at all these points, the tangents are parallel to x-axis. And since a line parallel to x-axis, its slope would be 0. So these are the methods by which we can create interest. Why we are taking dy by dx to 0, then why you are putting the values, why we are taking the second order derivative, and if you put the values and we get the positive thing, then the particular point is called the point of point of local minimum. Why this word local? Why we are using the local? Because we have to teach the concept that we are using this word local because this particular point is, at this point, the value of the function is highest in its local area, lowest in its local area. So by these type of example, we can create interest in understanding of the concept.
Thank you, sir. Sushma ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
When we are going to a class, sometimes there are a few students who are challenges.
Yes.
Have you come across any of such students, or would you like to
Yes,
share
of
any
course,
anecdote?
Yes. Of course, there are some students who perform extraordinarily well, who are very quick, and on the other side, there are some students who are very slow. So we face this thing every day, and what we have to do, we have to cater to all the students at the same time. Like if we give them sums, that is the best time. When once we have explained the thing, after that, I assure my students that you have to ask me whatever is your doubt, wherever you find any difficulty. The child himself doesn't come to me. Then I will have to give them some problems. The smarter ones, they get busy in solving the questions, whereas the weak ones, I can go talk to them individually, and then one-to-one, I go and discuss with them their problems. That way they are very comfortable. When you go to one child and quietly explain him his doubt, the child feels so happy. I can see the spark in their eyes when they understand the thing. It's very natural when you go to a child and one-to-one explain it to him in the class, and the child is able to understand. We can feel the happiness on the child's face, and next time he will definitely try the same thing. And this thing really works for me. In my class, it really works. On the other side, I give some challenging problems to the other students. They are within that, and that is a challenge for the others also. But this way we cater to both the types of, all the types of students at the same time. So this is the.
So from northwest of India, let's move on to the east of India. That is, let's go over to Amar Shonar Bangla. From Kolkata, we have Ma'am Ruby Das with us. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I came a little late to you. So,
It's okay, ma'am.
what do you feel? What do you feel about the challenges of mathematics teaching these days? And how can we make mathematics more inspiring?
Ma'am, first of all, the first challenge is that as we are dealing with this technological age, students are actually not waiting.
Hello. Hello.
Please, volume, madam. We can listen you. Rubidas, madam, please continue.
सर शायद लैग आ रहा है उनका, वो नेटवर्क स्लो है. हेलो रूबी मैम. चलिए, जब तक वो आती हैं हम वापस से चलते हैं एक बार मेघा मैम की तरफ. मेघा मैम.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ मैम, जैसे मैथ्स की हम बात करते हैं तो there are different groups of students. Some are extremely intelligent students, higher intelligent groups जिसको हम कहेंगे, and some are a bit mediocre or average students, and some are the students who are sitting in the maths class because they have to sit in the maths class. So to bring to the mainstream, what extra you do?
Yes. So why will they actually look forward to us?
Okay.
There are things that they can't easily get from the online sources. First of all, I'll just take an example, a small example which I dealt with recent time. Suppose if I'm starting a topic so-called differential equation or differentiation, and another topic when I'm starting with relation function, the children are more more interest in relation function. The reason being, relation function is a topic which they find it little bit difficult, and online sources also, they might not be getting so much satisfied. Now, so what I have learned that every moment we need to upgrade ourselves. Suppose before teaching any topic, we all prepare our lesson. That is well. But we need to learn. We need to find out that what is the gap between the online source and me, what I can provide, what I should provide, what online sources cannot provide. If I can find out that gap and if I can bridge it, then I think my students will not opt for an online source, rather than they will come to me. Secondly, my class should be two-way. As Agarwal sir rightly said, that it is not the age where we will only be speaking and the children are going to listen. Sometimes it is very important that we should let the children tell their own ideas regarding what they think about a particular topic. Then they will find the class more interesting. Sometimes in a class, we have mixed variety of children. Children, those who are very good in maths, children, those who are not very good in maths. and they are very afraid or frightened of giving an answer. Sometimes the peers will be going for leg pulling, something like that. So it is our duty to give them that platform that yes, you can also answer and you can also take part in the interaction where the other children are going. And believe me, ma'am, there are so many points which they say. Sometimes maybe they have not said it earlier because of that nature. So we have to, the first and foremost thing, I think, in this technological age, we have to upgrade ourselves. Next, I'd like to say something, that there are certain topics, if we can use the technology. I myself, I have faced this one when we are teaching volume and surface area. When we have combined figures, suppose we were given a right circular cylinder is there from where two depressions of hemispherical depressions are being made. Then the students actually, they have problem that why the volume of the remaining solid is less and the surface area becomes more. Why it is so? Every child is not of same capability, so they cannot think of it, what actually it is. So if we can all of us use the technology, advancement of technology into the class, then it will be very much helpful. They can see why we are adding the surface area and how come the volume is being deducted. Similarly, when we are teaching three-dimensional geometry in 11, it is very difficult to teach octants and all without the technology. So I think these are the small things we can make, we can keep ourselves upgraded so that the children can get benefit from this. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We have to get ourselves upgraded in order to face the challenges of today's generation. Okay, and then we have to go down to their level, and you have also taken reference to Mr. Ashish Agrawal also. So Ashish sir, my next question to you is, you are very, renowned for using the sports references in your class. How to bring the cricket pitch into the class? How can you use cricket in teaching the class? Could you please tell us a little more? Ashish
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Actually, yes, I think you must be remember that we played the game to explain the concept of area or the volume. So we played a cricket match with the help of students, and then asked them how to calculate the area of the pitch. So they use the roller, and they use the concept of the perimeter of circle to get the area of this. So these are some methods by which we can create interest. Or nowadays, cricket and
Famous
football
question hai, it's a very famous popular question. There is a roller which is used to level the grass in a ground. So that same thing I think we have used. We have used the concept of surface area of a cylinder in order to find the area of the pitch. Right, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
ओके और एक स्टैटिस्टिक्स में जहां हम स्टैटिस्टिक्स पढ़ाते हैं और कंपैरिजन ऑफ एवरेजेस की बात करते हैं, तो दो टीमों का इंडिया और पाकिस्तान को आमने सामने खड़ा कर दो और फिर फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगॉन को एक्सप्लेन करो, इसकी रन रेट कैसे जा रही है और उसकी रन रेट ऊपर जा रही है. That certainly will create interest among the students.
Yes, ma'am. Nowadays, IPL is more interesting than the international matches. So we can use the same tactics in IPL matches. We can use that what is the success rate of Chennai Super Kings, Mumbai Indians. By using statistics, we can ask them to plot the graph of their winning by inception of IPL, that is from 2008 to. So these are the tactics by which we can.
So, Ruby Das ma'am, my next question is again from you.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you bring football into your class? Any reference you take from football or sports field?
See, football, it depends upon which class I'm teaching. If this class has got solid surface, I can very easily, for the beginners, I can very easily give the shape of the sphere. What happens if I cut this football into two parts? Now, in the football ground, there's certain measurement is there. And as you have said, in case of the pitch of the cricket cricket pitch, similarly, the area perimeter can also be brought into their work, and we can relate it to every possible ways, ma'am. And now, one more thing I remember. Football, we can give a live example. We use it as a teaching aid when we do it in very small age, when we go for symmetry and when we go for introduction of the solid shapes. We use it as a very useful tool to explain it to lower class children.
Very well said, Ruby ma'am. And you must be wondering why I asked you this question. I asked you this question because you are from Kolkata, and Kolkata is the football capital, soccer capital of India.
I had a little bit of sense.
I had to ask you this question. Let's move on to Sushma ma'am. Sushma ma'am.
Yes,
Sushma ma'am, my next question is here to you. Ma'am, could you please tell me a little more about using the practical references? जैसे हम घर का कोई बात या कॉमर्शियल मैथ्स पढ़ा रहे हैं तो मार्केट इकोनॉमिक को चर्चा कर सकते हैं. What do you use? What is your favorite example?
See, there are so many examples, and we do you want the examples.
What you use in your class? That is
okay. In probability, I use a very practical examples. When we discuss probability, I tell them that a mathematician only can understand certain things by probability. How? I give them a game, like if there is a fate, stall in a fate, and 3 dice will be rolled. So if the sum on the 3 dice is 3, or the sum is 18, we will the person will get the biggest prize. Whereas the sum is 10, 11, or 12, or some other, then in that case the prize will be either negligible, very less. So that is how the children, why it happens. Why do they keep a very big prize for getting the sum 3 or sum 18? Because the probability of getting a sum 3 means all ones and or all 6 is 2 less. And whereas we're getting the sum 10 will be much more than what we get. So this example is connected when we teach them probability. That makes interest in them that, yeah, we can see them in a game. Moreover, in case of infinite GP, when we talk of GP, in GP, when we say we have to add infinitely many numbers, they immediately say, then the sum will be infinite because we are adding infinitely many numbers. So definitely the sum should be infinite. This is the first question that happens to come. Then I tell them the story that when a king wanted to give a prize to somebody, and that was a mathematician, he said, I will take just a few grains from you. How? In a chessboard, you give 1 grain on the first box, 2 on the second, 4 on the third, keep on doubling, and the total that much of grain. The king thought that the grain must be very hardly 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg. But actually it came up to be that big amount because the sum of 64 terms of this GP, 1 plus 2 plus 2, 4, it comes out to be 2 raised to power 64 something, which is a 20-digit number. And the total number of grains made a layer of 6 inches on the whole city. So that
so very smartly the mathematician used it.
Yes, only a mathematician can see that. Otherwise, of course, any layman will feel that it will be hardly a kg or a few kgs. So this is
Right.
These are some my favorite examples.
Now I would like to move to Megha ma'am. Megha ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ मैम, when we talk about NEP, अभी मैंने आपसे ये भी बात किया था कि there are different levels of students. We left that question in between, so we'll come to that question. And then NEP says that let's take the students beyond the classroom. So how can we make maths more interesting by going out of the classroom? Is there any incident or anything you have tried?
Yes, ma'am. See, as Ruby ma'am also said, that it depends upon your classes also where you are taking up the class. Just if I'm talking about primary classes, it is like very easy. We can take them to the sports. We can take them to the sports ground and do certain things. In fact, the clock thing, the measurement of time. We have a clock. We have prepared a clock in our school now, and we are taking the students there. We are introducing the concept of time in the ground. They are just getting it. They are exploring the things on their own. Wahi se we are using certain things. You can. It depends upon classes to classes where you are doing it. Primary makes easy. When we are coming up to the secondary level, yes, every second day we cannot because there is a challenge also that we have to deal with the syllabus also. But somewhere or the other, we try to either we go out or we try to bring in the things in our classroom. Like as you were just discussing about the practical inferences also. Normally, ये question आता है trigo में. If I talk about trigo, whenever I introduce trigonometry, the first question that comes in my classroom is, ma'am, where am I using sine, cos, and tan? आजकल तो कोई use नहीं करता. In fact, the password students ask that, where are we using sine, cos, and tan? So whenever we are giving them examples, we are bringing the world into our class. Sometimes if we are not able to go out, we are bringing the world into our class and teaching them through that. And I normally give them certain examples on trigonometry. Like if I'm using trigonometry, where am I using it? As a layman, I'm not using it. But if I am an engineer and I have to construct a metro pillar, I cannot do anything without trigonometry. You have seen so many elevated roads. How can you use that? How can you draw that? If you do not know about the slope, if you do not know about the angles. In fact, games we play in the class. Dart game, if you are getting a bullseye, how are you getting that bullseye? If you're not having that angle, how will you use that? How will you get that bullseye? It's not easy. So
Very
we
innovative
use
approach,
math with
ma'am.
certain things.
There is one thing that I use in my own class. There are many concepts or many terminologies which we use in teaching mathematics. So then we can make use of some acronyms also. Suppose we are going for exterior angle property or angle sum property. If we connect it to something, in class 11th, when we are talking about say three-dimensional trigonometry, ASTC concept समझाने के लिए, ASTC learn करने की बजाय, if we tell them that or add sugar to coffee, then obviously this will relate more and the child will be able to learn it in a better way. So we'll have to make mathematics more acceptable to the students and we have to come down to their level. Now I think we have already crossed the given time limit of 45 minutes. Sir, would you like to wind up? Sharma sir?
If you have some more questions, you can ask.
I think we have discussed.
I'd like to share one thing with you that what
Yes, sir.
Megha was telling about Tombola. I have seen the Tombola and participated in that Tombola activity. So that was very interesting. And I would like to say here about a film known as Hichki, in which Rani Mukherjee was playing the character of a teacher. And she was showing parabola through basketball. It is a wonderful film, and every teacher should see this film, not because of the story, but because of this particular scene, which has touched me like anything. That is, we can make very difficult things very easy because of this. And third is, I'd like to tell you my own story that mathematics was very difficult for me, so I have left the mathematics in intermediate. I have not taken mathematics as a subject. I have opted for biology because I thought It's a very difficult subject. And I have joined the honors in BSc. I had done honors, and in honors there was a paper of mathematics again. I was not knowing this, so I have opted for honors, and there was a paper of mathematics. When I saw it, mathematics paper is there, I was very much disturbed. मर गए तो mathematics फिर आ गया. But there was one of my friend who said, "Don't worry, it is very elementary mathematics, and you can easily cross." But when I saw the syllabus, I was shocked because for me, it was the new mathematics, sets and set theory and all the, I mean, at that time, I'm talking of some 70 to like this. So at that time, I personally felt it's very difficult, but that my friend has told me that I'll teach you only 1 month and you can cross this. Somehow I have managed to meet with my friend, and I have studied that particular topic, that particular subject, mathematics, for a month. And when I gave the paper, I was very shocked to see the marks. I have got 48 marks out of 50. So from that incident, the entire perception was changed to mathematics. I thought I have wasted my time. And from that time, I always say, my friends, that mathematics is a very interesting subject. The only thing is that you need a teacher who can teach you very well, who know what exactly you want, who can guide you according to the needs. And then only children can do wonders. So when I was listening to all of you, I was thinking the same thing, that whatever you have said, if I summarize, you have told about the technology, that there are few chapters which can be taught very easily through technology. So that's very good. So I personally feel that as a teacher, we have to embrace the technology. And as far as mathematics is concerned, nowadays we are having a lot of new apps, new games, and maybe that another 5 years will be of the gamification, mathematical game, mathematical toys like this. The second is that what I have recollected is that make your subject as a fun. And because I can say that when this Megha was saying about Tambola, so initially I was having a little bit of hitch that how can the Tambola be organized in mathematics. But it is the creativity of the teacher that makes a good game. Next is that change the mindset. And for this, the counseling of the parents is very essential. Mathematics is a very interesting subject. I don't know why the people say it's very difficult. It's a very interesting subject. And you know, when the problem is solved, at that time, the type of satisfaction you get is, I mean, nothing parallel to that. Then you want to do another. When it is solved, then you want to do third, fourth, fifth. So it is the best thing that we change the mindset, and we must appreciate the learners, because the learners, probably this is the only subject where the learners learn from their mistakes. That here we are creating a mistake, and it is the teacher's duty to see that how in these circumstances, when the child is committing mistakes again and again, how can you correct them in a beautiful way? And obviously it is doing problem solving. So wonderful. It is very interesting to see you talking with Megha, Ruby, Sushma, and Ashish ji. All wonderfully explained. And I had tried to make the gist of what you have said in my own way. And maybe that the children, those children who are your students, they are very lucky.
Thank
I
you very
always
much, sir.
They are very lucky. I always say that a good teacher transforms the students in their own way. If I'm a biology teacher today, it is because of my biology teacher who has taught me biology in class 10, 11, and 12. So that is a transforming point, a turning point where a teacher can bring transformation in you. So thank you very much. I hope that more and more children will be benefited through your experiences, and whatever you are doing, you will experimenting more and more in mathematics and bring the mathematics approachable and lovable to the students. So thank you very much. Akshini, over to you.
Thank you, sir. That was very nicely summed up, very briefly, precise. So to wind up, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Sharma sir for giving us this opportunity and this platform to discuss mathematics. And I would like to extend my thanks, cordial thanks, to Ma'am Sushma, Ma'am Megha, Sir Ashish, and Ma'am Ruby for being sport and being a part of this discussion. Thank you very much. And as is the tradition, we would like to wind up with the Shanti Path, sir.
Yes, we can wind up. Have you heard that? The initially Vandana?
Initial, sir, audio was not clear.
Okay, so I'll do the Shanti part for you. Okay.
Ji, sir.
Akshini, can you do Shanti part for us? Your
Sir,
voice is very
Shanti
good.
Path.
Om Dev Shanti.
सर वो सर आप करें मैं साथ ज्वाइन करूंगी
नहीं, anything. चलिए, let us have a Shanti part. Om Dyo Shanti Antarikshakam Shanti Prathavi Shanti Labha Shanti Roshadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishve Deva Shanti Brahm Shanti Sarva Brahm Shanti Shanti Deva Shanti Sama Shanti Riddhi Om Shanti 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 Sarve Bhavantu Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashantu Ma Pasyantu. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And let us meet next with some another show. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you
All the participants and all the viewers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.